Hello, everyone. In the midst of the coronavirus crisis, many are worried about the health of themselves, their families, and others. Many have lost loved ones, friends, and neighbors and coworkers. Businesses of all stripes and colors have been greatly affected, and solutions are being sought to get the economy back on a firm footing. Many are even wondering what in the world is going on. Is the world coming to an end? Is it near, or is it mere fear? Well, friends, it may be the end of certain things, but not yet of the world. Now, fear is not going to get us anywhere, neither ignorance nor negligence, but dealing with the reality of things in a judicious manner. Welcome to this special edition of News and Views, sharing a biblical perspective on various items in the news and the marketplace of ideas. This is Hawaii Thomas. Today, coronavirus, self-health care, digital dollar, climate change, and Bible prophecy, not yet the end. Let's start with self-health care, as the need for this is always a great one. The burden on the self, or rather on the healthcare system, has been a long-standing debate. More so now in this pandemic, and the demand upon many healthcare workers in certain cities who are tasked with tending to COVID 19 patients. While this is a daunting reality they are faced with, there is one thing that virtually all of us can do to help, not just in this pandemic, but as a way of good self health management. It is to fortify the body and particularly the immune system. We do this by applying what I have learned many years ago as the 8 laws of health. For now, I will talk about one of them and share with you some video shorts on the others. But first, let me tell you what they are. N is for nutrition. Proper nutrition is what we need. E for exercise, the types of exercises and their benefits. W for water, drinking water and water therapy. S for sunshine, safe exposure to sunshine and the benefits thereof. T for temperance. This is moderation and abstinence when it comes to temperance. A for air, fresh, open air and breathing exercises. R for rest, proper rest and its benefits. T for trust, trust in divine power or trust in God. The first one, which is N, stands for nutrition and covers information about certain foods that are very beneficial to building a better body and maintaining a healthy immune system. There are two categories of immune building foods that we're going to talk about. They are antioxidants and cruciferous. Some antioxidant rich foods are blueberries, strawberries, grapes, spinach, kale, plum, oranges, cantaloupes, tomatoes, etc. It is very important to eat these whole, that is, uncooked, not out of a jar, box, or a can, swamped with syrup or coated with sugar. Why not swamped with syrup or coated with sugar? Because the added sugar compromises the effectiveness of these antioxidant rich foods and suppresses the immune system. So all the sugary food and beverages that people cleared from the supermarket a few weeks ago were not the best food choices to support healthy immunity, which is vital in resisting infections and fighting off viruses. The second category of immune builders are cruciferous vegetables: cauliflower, cabbages, kale, spinach, broccoli, other green leafy vegetables, and garlic. Many people take a clove or two of raw garlic daily for its antifungal, antiviral, antibacterial properties. It has also been used in other applications to recover from various illnesses. Now, remember, when we cook our veggies, we need to saute them instead of overly cooking them. Besides eating these fruits and veggies, you can drink their raw, uncooked juices. This oxygenates our blood cells. When we oxygenate the blood cells, we are building up a strong and healthy body defense system against diseases. I've included two more of the 8 natural health principles that are proven immune boosters and better body builders. The two of them are E for exercise and R for rest. You can check out their video shorts at the end of this article or at the end of the video. Look at them in the description box. Before moving to our next topic, let's remember the need to practice good hygiene. This is also extremely critical to maintaining a healthy functioning body and immune system to resist infections and stave off viruses. So remember to wash your hands before handling food, medication, and personal care for others. Also, clean your mobile devices and sanitize all packaged items you buy from the store. Whole fruits and vegetables should be washed regardless. Finally, keep your bodies clean by showering daily, changing and washing your clothes often. These hygiene habits, by the way, were among the best health practices God gave to ancient Israel, in addition to quarantining those who had highly infectious diseases. See Leviticus chapters 13 and 15. Now let's talk about the digital dollar. The Bible reveals that the world will someday come together as one. How they come together is one thing. What they come together to do is another. In the various world operations to combat COVID-19, we can see that the world governments are very connected, that there is already in place a mechanism to work together for or against anything they agree upon. One of the items in the news that demonstrates the tendency of this conglomeration of powers is the talk about a digital dollar and a digital wallet. The Trump administration wants to stimulate the economy. However, there are concerns about certain impediments due to the nature of the coronavirus. Hence the proposal of a digital dollar solution. Americans can receive their stimulus in digital dollars backed by the Federal Reserve. This would make it easy to connect us to a conglomeration of global bankers, a one world economy, rather, a one world banking system, otherwise known as the merchants of the earth in the book of Revelation. This move towards a digital dollar would also gear us up to become a cashless society, which many see as an improvement to what they say is an antiquated paper dollar system or currency. This may have some positive benefits. However, this kind of technology gives the control to the powers that be, who, according to Revelation chapters 13 and 17, also chapter 18, would control the global economy. They would do it in such a way that all who do not want to follow its dictates would not be able to buy or sell except they have the mark. In other words, we won't be able to freely participate in the world of commerce, to say the least. If the digital dollar is not implemented during this current administration or during this pandemic, it will eventually happen sometime in the near future. Even now, we are using smart technology that is well capable to fulfill this global economic setup. It's already being used in other countries today and is indicative of what is to come. The other item in the news that is talked about in connection with the coronavirus is climate change. Whether you believe the coronavirus or other ecological upheaval is caused by climate change is not the main issue. Again, it is the type of changes influential men and women in our nation and around the world are using it as a basis for or to promote. These changes are for the long term and will affect us all. One of the long-term so-called solution is religious in nature, and the world is being geared up for it as we speak. It has been said that the Constitution has made America great. Its First Amendment has a freedom of religion clause, a part of which the government should not impose any particular religion upon its citizens. The climate change issue is being used as a smokescreen to push and legislate a national religion, among other things. This is in line with Pope Francis's proposed long-term solution to climate change or global warming, and is part of his encyclical, his environmental encyclical, that is. Laudato Si is the second encyclical of Pope Francis. The encyclical has the subtitle on care for the common home. In it, the Pope critiques consumerism and irresponsible development, laments environmental degradation and global warming, and calls all people of the world to take swift and unified global action. Now, these are valid issues, but must an imposed religion be involved to take swift and global unified action, and why? Furthermore, it has been vocalized by many that on the books of nations, in Europe and America, for example, there are Sunday blue laws. So, there are Sunday blue laws on the books. They are waiting to be enacted and can then be enforced. But legislated morality, friends, or state religion is not only unconstitutional, it's bad news for all. The French Revolution and various communist regimes are vivid examples of this. It also reminds me of the Edict of Milan by Emperor Constantine in AD 321, who legislated a national day of rest and worship to unify the fractions of the Roman Empire under their political religious leadership. We are watching a repeat of this unfold today. But this was neither biblical nor beneficial for all, as throughout the Middle Ages it became more controlling and despotic. Revelation chapter 13 reveals the rise of another global religious political union, which at first seems harmless as it was lamb-like in its origin, but dissipates into the same despotism when it speaks like a dragon. See Revelation chapter 13 verses 11 through 18. Again, while the issues mentioned in Pope Francis's encyclical are valid issues, the proposed resolution is trending to the fulfillment of a one-world unification spoken of in the Bible, namely a one-world religious political system which not only suppresses the religious rights and freedoms of others, but superimposes its own upon all. By 2018, the majority, 75% of the countries in the world, have already signed on to this global environmental pact. Think about that. According to the Bible, this unification will be achieved. The Bible calls it Mystery Babylon, a most stealthy and insidious system. However, as foretold in the Bible, ancient Babylon fell. So it also predicts the destruction of Mystery Babylon in Revelation chapters 17 and 18. As demonstrated in the combating of COVID-19, the governments of the world can work together. They can take swift and unified action against whatever is labeled as a threat to global welfare, to the common good, or the common home. It doesn't mean, however, that every individual will go along, but there will be swift consequences for those who will not, just as it was during the Middle Ages. In fact, the prophecies of the Bible relate that some did not then and will not now. They will choose another sustainable way of living. This not only includes a different type of economy, also a different way of worship from the one legislated and enforced upon the masses. Finally, friends, the Bible teaches us that this type of viral outbreaks and others like it, as it is the beginning of sorrows, in connection with other natural disasters, political and religious world events, all precedes the second coming of Jesus Christ as King of Kings and Lord of Lords, who, when he comes, will install his eternal new world order. In his new world order, there will be no COVID-19, no death, no pain, No sickness, no food shortages, no starvation, no more wildfires or other natural disasters, no more corrupt politics, no more abusive relationships or trafficking, no oppressive religious systems, no foreclosures or other side of the tracks on which to live. There will only be the experience of true love, joy, peace, and happiness, not sitting on a cloud strumming on a harp, but living life, real life, and living it more abundantly. So, my friends, let not your heart be troubled, Jesus says. You believe in God, believe also in me, said Jesus. In my Father's house are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you. I go to prepare a place for you, said Jesus. And if I go to prepare a place for you, I will come again and receive you unto myself, that where I am, there you may be also. And where I go, you know, and the way you know. That's John chapter 14, verses 1 to 4 in the Bible. This has been another News and Views. Thank you for joining. Until next time, this is Hawaii Thomas.